Now 7 o'clock. I hereby call the September 10th meeting of Frostburg Planning Commission to order. We'll start our beginning with a roll call of members present.
Richard Russo.
Chad Paul.
Conrad Best, Chairman.
Jeff Snyder.
Ray Race.
We have a quorum. As we begin, I would ask that anyone presenting business before the commission or individuals who want to comment on business before the commission or other concerns, please come forward to the podium at the appropriate time. State your name and address for the record. Each meeting is recorded, so please speak loudly and clearly. Okay, first item on our agenda is the approval of the April 25 Planning Commission meeting. And you all have a copy there.
I'll be the first to admit, I can't remember April's meeting. Please don't go.
I'll make a motion to accept them as written.
Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded we accept the April Planning Commission minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Abstentions. Motion carries. Citizens from the floor, I see none. Matt, you're up.
For the record, my name is Matt Brewer, Bennett Brewer Associates, 23 East Main Street. Here this evening to present the Fifth Amendment to the Pritchard Farms subdivision plat on Cherry Lane. I think everyone's aware this subdivision has been ongoing for a number of years. Fifth Amendment or additions there too. Just to sort of recap the progress here. This is the phasing map. So the
Will it not control it? Okay. Let me, once I get these handed out here, and then it's a little bit larger.
that's all. Good. So the yellow portion of the map is the original part of the subdivision that was designed and constructed. The second portion here, the southwest corner of the blue part is the Second Amendment. The teal lots, the Third Amendment. The pink lots here are the Fourth Amendment, which is under construction now. The part we're here to present this evening are the red lots here on the right-hand side. And then the future phase, what would be Amendment 6 and possibly split into 6 and 7. What's shown in the orange lots there at the top of the page. Can you go to that concepts? Go to that plan option 1. Yeah.
Do just images, okay.
Yeah, so this is sort of an overall snapshot of the community. Again, here in the center, the sort of brown colored homes are what were constructed as part of the first phase. The blue homes here at the southwest were phases 2, 3, and 4. The sort of red colored structures are the present proposal for Amendment 5. And then the gray structures here to the northeast would be the next future phase. So some of the features that have been designed into this and are currently under construction and will be constructed as part of phase 5. This is a little dog park they're going to install. Next. Yeah, you should just be able to click from there. Yeah, so this is would be the completed entrance enhancement there at Cherry Lane, looking north. This is kind of a bird's eye view of the center inverted gazebo and community area. It's kind of another, you sort of get a appreciation here. So we have a variety of duplex, single-family homes and townhomes here in this community. These are just some different options showing some possible configurations for the large lot you're all probably wondering about on this plat. It appears in this concept here at the top right. This is a little sort of fill-in park open space area. And they're going to construct a little playground pavilion there as well. And so we'll talk about this lot here that's been left open on this plat for right now, and the developer's deciding exactly what they're going to do there. You can go back to that folder. One of the options that, see that PDF file says lots.
Yeah, should be open here.
Yeah. So one of the configurations we talked about was sort of making this into a condo section. So you'd have sort of private streets beyond the loop there. That would be sort of a private community. This is a big fill slope here that kind of overlooks that stream and the rest of the old farm there. So there's some different configurations there, but they're still under consideration at the moment. Back to the root folder. Yeah, so up the top one. Great. Yeah, so you can go to page 5 there probably. Yeah. So you've all probably noticed there's a lot of work going on over there. So we've developed a comprehensive rough grading plan for not only phase 5, but the balance of the development to try and balance out the earthwork for one thing, and to reduce the expense in the future so that they'll be sort of limited to then just the hard infrastructure installation. So today we have an approved site preparation plan that's underway. So this is partly complete and ongoing as we speak. So when they finish this, they shouldn't have anything left to do but fine grading. They'll be ready to install the utilities and the streets and sidewalks and build houses there. So, okay, you can go back to the folder there. Subplats there at the bottom. Yep. Proposed. Bottom. Yeah, so this is the cover sheet there, and then the next plat. So this is the actual preliminary subdivision plat that we submitted for consideration. We have 33 proposed lots here, 13 of which are slated for townhomes here on the inner loop of Meeting House Circle, and then single-family homes for the balance of 20 lots on Moonlight Drive. This is a large lot that we were talking about here. They haven't quite decided exactly what they're going to do there, so that's left open at the moment. So we'll install stubs for the water and sewer, electric and so forth, so that can be extended in there when they do decide exactly what they're gonna do. This portion of the subdivision constitutes about 7.5 acres, with about 1.4 acres of open space dedicated as part of this proposal.
But you anticipate that being housing in the future?
Yes, some sort of residential development, yes.
I came in late, but is there going to be a community center? I mean, that was part of the planned unit development.
Yeah, so a couple minutes ago, we were looking at some renderings of there's a playground and a dog park and some gazebos and things that they're building here. This particular area, we've looked at some different configurations for condominiums, duplexes and townhomes, but it would be some type of residential.
But no community center.
I don't, no, he has not proposed like a building.
That's how it was originally presented, remember, 15 years ago or more? I don't remember if it was the end of phase 1 that it was supposed to come out, or if it was whenever the stuff on the other side was to be developed, phase 2. But somewhere along the line, that was part of the concept plan.
Well, I can coordinate with the developer and answer that question, but it's not part of this proposal for the 15.
What are we looking for here, Jamie?
If you have any other questions, you still have more to present?
No, that's there'll be more questions, so we're requesting a preliminary plat approval. We're working on the infrastructure design now, which of course will be submitted to the city for approval, and the final plat after that is completed.
Hey, Matt, you said there's 33 units in this and
Yes.
5. That's not counting 133 though, right? That'll be a separate, you'll come back and request those as separate, and I'll get to that part in a minute once you tell me.
Yeah, so this is one of the,
Okay, so that concept will still come back to us as to what you're gonna do there. Okay, that, what is the build out right now? What have we already approved lots wise? And I'm headed towards, when do we require a secondary ingress egress due to, help me, is it 104?
Cherry Lane.
Yeah.
So once you exceed, is 104 residential units?
I would have to verify the number, but it was around that.
That's what, yeah. I'm just trying to make sure that for tonight, we're below that number with the 33 you're adding to what's already been approved. You got any idea on the number that's already, anybody? What we've already approved?
Well, if this is right, there's one, they can't.
I know because.
I was just looking there,
Yeah,
212, that don't count.
Because if you
yeah.
look up here,
Yeah.
all of these are out of that, so I'm assuming, we're looking at these numbers, but
No,
they're just
we're not.
randomly placing numbers, it's not 200.
Mm-mm.
So, I was counting, this is like 60 here, I think, is what I think it
It's
counted.
close.
So that's my only point.
I can follow up and verify that as well.
Okay.
Heck, that number may have changed, because that was an NFPA requirement.
That's what I thought was an FPA, but I thought it did change, but I can't remember which way it went. Anybody?
I don't know.
I'd have to look it up.
You Googling?
No, I'm Googling, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to give me what I'm looking for.
And where would that take place if they were to have to provide another exit?
I guess to that end, yeah. What is the ultimate, thoughts on the secondary ingress?
One time it was a second entrance planned, went down at, I guess, the northern end of Cherry Lane down by 36 there. Yeah, that
Okay.
intersection. I don't know what that was called, Layman's
That's what I was trying to remember what that,
Alley or Road Drive, something like that.
does that say 30?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what it is now?
well, that's what the AI says.
Oh,
That's,
So, that's accurate
It's
or
definitely
That's-
over.
I was gonna say.
no, you need to research it, and I think we should give preliminary plat approval with that to be discussed under the next phase,
Okay,
or not this next
Yes,
phase, but
yeah.
the next presentation.
no, I agree.
So, provide an answer for it. It had to do with, it comes back from what they call island access. It's a long-standing thing with an FPA, where you have only one road in and one road out to a subdivision. So, if you have an accident, you can't get anything else. And that has happened here in town in recent times. Over Braddock Estates about a year ago, a year and a half ago, there was the fire at Braddock Estates. There was also an ambulance call at the same time down on, I think, Meadow. And they could not get the ambulance through to get to the people. Because that entire, I mean, think about it, there's only one way into Braddock Estates right now, and there's a lot of lots there. It makes sense when you think about it.
We talked about it before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's well documented, Jamie, in the, you're gonna have to pull some minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I would do, is pull some minutes on it.
Yeah, and I know when we did, obviously when we did Sand Spring Run, we talked about it. And then
And
there's-
yeah, well, you did it with Sand Spring.
Yeah, and-
You did it off the Welsh Hill.
Yeah, there are certainly some, eccentricities there. I mean, so this particular entrance, I will say, so you have the double lane entrance there. So, I mean, you'd have to theoretically, I guess, block both of those.
Yeah, all you have to do is have a wreck at Moonlight Drive and your main entrance, and you got it blocked.
Yeah,
So,
but, yeah, I think it also, to some extent, lies on, fire hydrants, what type of development it is, but we'll certainly address that.
Hey Jamie, I think the last one that we dealt with was actually Braddock Estates whenever,
yeah.
we allowed like 3 or 4 lots down there.
And that was the max, cause it
Yeah.
exceeded.
Cause that was, can't remember the street, the extension,
I don't know, is there?
Like Pinecrest,
whatever the lowest street is,
Pine.
Pineview?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pineview. Again, if it's still the 104, I'm just looking at this, I think you're below the number for this, it's just going forward,
Pinecrest.
Pinecrest. Yeah, if you see where the pointer is, if you just come to the north a little bit there, we allowed, I think there's 3 building lots from there back down to Hawthorne to go in. And a minor subdivision.
Yeah, so, looking more with this, it's NFPA standard 1141 for additional development in rural suburban areas. So that's the subdivision there that you need to look at, and there's a lot just calling up on this. It's like, if it's sprinkled, there's this, if there's that, there's this, so you have to go through the calculation for it. It used to be a set number of lots, and, the International Fire Code, which we don't follow in Maryland, but a lot of places do, they restrict it to 60 to a single access road, 60 lots, if it's approved sprinkler access.
And everything down there should be sprinklered.
What?
At Pritchard
Oh, the new
Farm.
Oh, Pritchard, yeah, Pritchard's one, sprinkled.
I guess the other one is, multifamily units different than single family?
Townhomes would be,
I don't, no, not everything is sprinkled farm, no. You got stuff that was built before the adoption of the
I
code
would
there.
think so.
A good bit of number of
Okay.
houses there, probably 30 or 40, I would think.
all the attached structures would be sprinkled with
Sprinkled.
single family
Yeah.
Or not the first ones.
No. But just something to research and provide info on. And, yeah, if we can put it to bed, then we can put it to bed, then that opens up other things, but as of, you know, when we're talking about the last one at Bragg Estates, that was still a standing code.
Do I have a motion for preliminary approval on this site,
I'll
subject to the comments that have been made?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. We grant preliminary site approval on this project. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who was the second?
Jeff?
So you're gonna re-say all that stuff you say.
The way Conrad words it kind of covers it all.
Yes.
Thank you, Conrad.
Okay.
There you go. Thank you.
Next item is discussion items by the chair or members of the commission. Anybody got anything to lick the hash out?
I'd like to know what's going on with the comp plan.
Okay, administrative business and communications received.
Nothing, no communications from the public received.
MD accept or not MD, but Aaron Partner Planning accept your reports.
Yes.
Okay.
Staff reports.
Yeah, so, just a brief update on the comprehensive plan. Currently, the consultant, they're working on, most of the plan chapters, of the plan. They did post on the website, on the, under the community development page and the comprehensive plan, they did update the public engagement report draft.
Okay, they did update.
Yeah, they just put that on there, I think yesterday. or
Because they
today.
didn't have that when we met Friday.
No, but Ainsley, who works for the consultant, she threw that up there. So if anybody wants to take a look at that, it is fairly lengthy. It's about 26 pages.
Where would I find it?
It's on the city's website. If you go under the Your Government tab at the top, then the Community Development page. And then on the left-hand side, under Planning and Zoning, there's a Frostburg Comprehensive Plan link. And it's clear at the bottom, it's one of the attachments. And so when we had our steering committee call last week, we're currently working on deciding on a vision statement for the comprehensive plan. The consultant provided a few different options. Kind of homework for the steering committee is just to look over those, see if they feel one is better than the other or combination of them. And for the next meeting, they'll kind of
Is that up there? Is that up there somewhere too?
no, but I can send that out to the.
They were supposed to send that to you.
Yeah, I don't know if she sent that yet. I will have to check her last email. I did see she did attach the public engagement report on that, but I'll look. If they haven't, I'll ask for it and then send it out.
Can you get a copy of the PowerPoints?
Yeah, she said they would send those to us.
It would be great if you could send it to the board, and
Yeah,
that way, you know, when Conrad and I meet with them, we can carry the planning commission's take forward with that. Kind of run our own little, running concurrently with them to give them more input.
yeah,
Honestly, so far I've been impressed with the outreach and everything that they've done. It's a lot more involved than the last one I was involved in. So, but it's still early in the phase, and the only thing we have so far is that I've seen is the vision statement. So, I don't know if we have a lot more coming, or if they've shared stuff with you, Jamie, and it's just not ready to present, or what.
I mean, they had sent the SWOT analysis, which they kind of went over at this.
I
meeting.
missed that meeting, and
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying, we need to make sure that stuff gets sent out to everyone on the committee, as well as, I'd like to see the planning commission copy on that stuff.
Yeah, I'll go through, I'll go back and see what all I have from them, and then I can get it out to.
That would be great.
Ray, I gotta apologize. They picked the only time in the whole week that I have commitment, so I,
I'm sorry. It was really just going over, it was pretty short. I honestly expected it to last a lot longer. We only were met for about 35, 40 minutes, so. But on a Friday afternoon, I'm not complaining.
I just
that's
think
what
of all
made,
the hours that we used to put in pulling this off ourselves.
Oh, no kidding. They did brief us where they were at with the different elements, and I forget which ones they were concentrating on, but there were like 3 of them that were, or 2 new elements, right, or 2 revised elements that the state board's pushing, and then they were updating the elements that we did that were new the last cycle, like the water resources and all that kind of stuff. I think the housing was the big one that they were,
Housing.
there's a big push on the state level right now at a planning level for housing and affordable housing and how to handle our aging housing infrastructure. And Frostburg fits that bill right off. We have a lot of houses that were built in the 70s, we have a lot of houses that were built in the 90s, and then we have a lot of houses that were built in the 1930s, 1940s. Yep. So I'd love to see a demographic, and this is, I'm looking at our GIS people. Yeah, Jamie, looking at you.
Yeah.
I would love to see a demographic of the ages of the houses, everything. And I know it's easy to do. I just don't know how to do the query with QGIS. So. So you could show like the age of the houses and color code.
Yeah, 'cause-
You make like the older houses a darker color, make the newer ones like a bright yellow or a red, and then just do it like a sliding scale, so you get an idea how old the neighborhoods are, and then you can see where the infill would have been placed. So I think it would be valuable.
Yeah, it's sort of along the lines, my last job, when the city of Altoona was updating their comprehensive plan, they did a housing stock inventory,
Yeah.
and they had hired interns, and they went around and they graded like every house in the city. And so you could kind of get an idea, like the good was dark green, and then the really bad was dark red, and then.
Yeah, I don't think we want that in
No.
comp plan. The age, yeah, definitely
But
the
the
age.
age, yeah, same kind of thing though,
Yeah.
yeah.
The good, bad, and ugly, Tom.
Yeah.
Jamie, can you pull that, is that data queryable from like Property View?
Yeah.
And then, because I mean, obviously, every structure out there is listed as to what the date of construction was in there. It's just, is that data available to you all?
I mean, I have the parcel data, and the date of
Yeah.
construction should be a field in that data.
That's what I'm thinking, you'd be
Yeah.
able to query that, and that wouldn't be that.
It's
What
not
do you think?
difficult to do.
It's
I don't
just-
have Ezra. You've had Ezra
Yeah.
could do it. It's pretty easy.
Well, I know a
But
guy.
yeah, well, there we go.
Expert
Yeah,
here.
well, the data's all on Maryland IMAP.
No
that we
plug,
use.
man.
It's was it ALLEC something like that, and then a whole bunch of numbers after it. And they update it about every 3 years. So you can actually download the state's real property database and put it on your computer, which is what I have in the office. And then I use that in QGIS to do whatever I need to do with. But,
I use QGIS at home.
hey, the price is right.
Exactly.
And Grass makes some really good contours off of LiDAR. So. Jamie, did I read the email right that we got from Bethany that she is leaving?
Yes, that is correct. Her last day is set to be October 3rd.
Hmm. Hey, just some curiosity, conversation, so, not so much specific to the plan, but to the plan. I mean, obviously, your question on the community center. So is that something we would authorize within the green space? I mean, I know we allow gazebos, we allow pavilions, because they are open, but would we allow within the open space? Because I'm looking, they've got a large open space on this plan, site plan, to the north there.
It's just such a fishbowl, claustrophobic.
Oh. Well, but that's what they want, I mean, okay,
But,
again.
and
but
they're isolated, that would just be such an asset.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I mean, from a discussion standpoint, I don't see anything that would prohibit if they were to build an enclosed structure in the open space. I don't think there's anything, is there?
Well, the only thing that would prohibit them from doing that is if they use the open spaces stormwater management criteria in order. You used to be able to dedicate a certain amount of ground to open space in your development, and that would give you credits towards your stormwater management. It actually equated to a volume of water. That credit has since disappeared. They've taken that away because they realized people were abusing it. They were throwing their slopes in open space that actually created more issues with water than if they had true stormwater management in the first place. So, that's the only thing I can think of that would be, a detriment to having something developed in there.
Yeah.
And there were promises made back when this first came about, as a planned unit. And that's the whole thing. This is part of a PUD, a planned unit development. And our zoning doesn't apply in certain circumstances to what goes on here, because the PUD that was created for this, I'm gonna say, trumps the zoning. And it's done that way by design. So, we actually, when this was brought forward originally, the actual zoning code was changed to add planned unit developments, and that ran simultaneously with the review of the subdivision. So, and we need it. I mean, all the communities have planned unit developments to allow for this, for tight areas where you have a lot of growth, your fishbowl, so to say.
Yeah.
Well, they're so isolated, I would think like a daycare center would be so valuable because
Oh, I agree with
everything
you.
is so far away.
Yeah, so I'm just looking in the ordinance here, under the PND, overlay. Says to set aside strategically located open space areas that are designed to encourage social interaction, recreation, and sensitive area protection. And then under the subdivision and land development regs.
Jamie, you're gonna have to go back. I mean, this was before this
Prior to
zone,
that.
well
adoption.
before this. So you
Yeah.
need to actually go back to the original hearings and pull the minutes from the original hearings.
I think at least the approval. Start with the approval, I mean, it should be in there.
Yeah. Cause there's an approval of a concept and an approval of the PND or PUD, I don't know if it's a unit development or neighborhood development, they call it here.
So the gazebo in the center of the open space at Meeting House Circle does not count as a community. I understand it's not a community center, but it seems to fit the bill for
It
ways
meets-
to encourage
Yeah.
social.
It meets
interaction.
our current definition of open
Mhm.
space in PND, but it wasn't what was presented when it was originally come out. That's what I'm saying is,
Okay.
and for me, I don't care which way it goes, but I do agree with Karen that, you know, these were stuff that had been promised to the people who came in there originally. And, you know,
It might have been seniors and they could have had a senior center.
yeah, and
Activities, I mean,
and realize
this
that
open
plans
space could
change.
be used for picnics or community gatherings in the summer, but winters are kinda long.
Plans change, and that should be addressed. Whether, you know, if they're not going to do it, then you come up with a reason, and that needs to become public. So that the people that live there now and bought under those auspices know that there's a change on it, and give them the opportunity to come and voice their opinion.
They may not even be there anymore, I don't know.
Right. And that's a very good point. The original people who bought it, you may only have one or two families that still live there. But it's good to see growth. I mean, these are the kind of pains we need to have in the city more often. Where, you know, figuring out what we're gonna do with housing and whether or not we're gonna need a community center. That's the kind of stuff we need to have.
Did anything come of the modular unit next to the university?
Nothing
They
yet.
never got back?
No, I know they're still
They're not
planning
out of the
that.
picture?
No, they're not out of the picture. They haven't gotten to the stage where they're ready to come back and actually present to us yet, so.
I don't know, I went to the Scoop a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago
Yeah,
or
about 2
whatever.
weeks.
And Bethany talked about there's only one building on North Water Street, which is that steep one that drops down,
Oh, okay, yeah.
okay? And she said they're trying to get that, and then they want to open that up for a development of some kind. That'll be an interesting concept to see how you can develop that lot down through there.
Yeah, it's a little tight through there.
I wouldn't want to do the stormwater management of that.
I wouldn't want to do the retaining wall it's gonna take to do it.
All right, anybody got any other items they want to discuss?
No, it's good to have a meeting again.
Yeah.
It's
Have a motion for adjournment.
I'll make the motion.
All right, we got a motion. Let's adjourn.
Karen, I'm
Every
Chad.
time I see this,
I'm new.
in my drive, I always think there should be a baseball
Nice to meet you.
field.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, I'm like, there needs to
I
be a
live
baseball
on
field. right
Crestview.
there. Or Dock Ramp Drive, I don't
But it
know.
sounds like you're, planning mode.
There ought to be.
I work for Esri. It's a mapping company, and it's grad school.
Yeah.
Half of my
And
Here's the other one, and I'd be
training is
fine with it.
in regional planning,
I don't know if they would or not.
but I've never used it professionally.
They're-
So
they're
it's
preliminary
not
plans.
I was like, oh,
Preliminary
there's a
plans,
chance,
would you
I'd be fine with establishing.
or
I don't recall when they
Access.
half my education
Well,
use.
Right,
fine with
same
Probably
here.
make
No, I
it
think
better
once we
safe
get
than
beyond this
sorry,
section,
just
it
have
needs
the-
we need another
Just
one.
wanna sign them. If we don't need them signed, then we don't need them
But I
signed.
think for the time, if this is what
Did,
we're gonna
But
have,
thanks for stepping up.
Yeah.
So second line.
that's what I'm thinking.
Unaware of the opportunity.
Hey, if you look, one of the subdivision
Facebook, and I
plats,
was like,
you
yeah,
see
that
that there was a road that came down through here as a second means of access.
Well, hopefully it will.
Like what was originally
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Again,
Were you here in town?
to me, Jamie, to comply with the rule, I was just saying, I'd be fine if they stubbed this out and tied this into
Right.
whatever this Warren Alley or whatever lane is. And as long as fire and rescue had access to this as a secondary egress, I mean, we sort of did that at
I mean, if you knew
over
where
where I
it
lived
was.
before they finished
Yeah.
everything, because when they were doing the construction, the whole bit, they had a road that came off of the end of Bower
I
Extended
just-
that fire and rescue could get out of.
Couldn't get out of.
If they needed to. So again, if they just improved it so that there
He
was
was
access.
talking
I think I'd be fine.
about
I hope we would be fine with doing it for this. But I think as they move into this phase, there needs to be discussion as to,
I couldn't remember if we had to sign preliminary plans. I didn't think so.
It came at the time, I was desperately
Figured
tempted to
just-
stick it
just
in
to
the
be
ground.
safe.
You just sign it, like sign it.
If you're gonna get anything out of it.
We just wanted to see how bad now for
I
that.
feel really bad now.
I mean, I didn't mean to catch Matt on that, but Matt should have known that,
He's probably.
once
I
you
mean,
go,
we
and I was
didn't
like,
offer,
it
we
used to be
didn't
on
offer
the
to
floor.
help
There you go.
either, but.
But again, I don't know, I
Well,
thought something,
but
I
then
thought it
again, we
changed.
never had sprinkle houses either, you
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know.
That stuff could change
But again, we
dramatically.
did have the issue with Braddock Estates where that is an absolute thing that we ought to look at because, yeah, we had two emergencies at the same time and you
Yeah.
couldn't get to them.
Didn't